everybody. Thank you very much, Anna, for the invitation. I'm really happy and proud to be here with you tonight. So I'm Julie, Brice Calasnach, which is a really complicated family name, so Julie is really good. So I'm Vice President of MR International. It's the Liberal Party of the French part of Belgium. I'm also a special advisor on foreign affairs at the Federal Parliament, and I'm a city councillor in the city of Wavre, 15 kilometers from here. So I started politics in 2014, as Sana said, but politics was a passion since ever. But I'm a businesswoman, and I first started my career in creating my own business at 21 years old. And I realized that Belgium was a great country, but a person who wants to take their chance in their hand and want to create their own job, to be self-employed, to engage some people and give the chance around them, not push up but push down. And I realized that if I want to speak louder, the only shoot I had is going to speak in politics. That's why I did. And I also realized that the treatment for women was really, really difficult. I didn't realize it first because I was self-employed and I was the boss. But when I would like to start in politics, how to be on the list, how can I be on the good place to be elected, how to look serious in front of all men that they think they know everything and really better than you. So I was faced of that big question, and I realized that okay, I have my business, it's good, but I have the occasion to do something for women. I know I can't solve everything by myself, of course. I see it's like a puzzle, and we just give the hands to one each other to help and to be together. I think it's now a period which it's going to change. The period is really in movement, and I think we have an opportunity to stand for and to help for everybody for tomorrow.
Did you face issues and no support from women in politics?
So women said, some like Zoe Genot or others, they said, okay, for me it's difficult to accept the veil for a woman. But as a woman, I have to defend her. But at the other side, you have the classical feminist organizations who were against this. And I had support from some women and little men. But actually the situation is different, because they know me well, more than years ago, and so they accepted me as well. But I think as a woman you will receive more attacks than if you are a man in politics.
You can suffer stereotypes by men, okay, because you arrive, you are young, you want to be dressed like a woman, and so it's so easy to make like a very short story about, oh, if she succeeds, we know why. So you have to deal with that. And you have to show that you are more clever than your colleague who maybe is wearing more like a man, and maybe the women before us, to succeed, they have to took the dressing from men. Maybe the more high is the place, more the men they look like, because they want to show how serious they are, so they cut their hair and wearing like a costume more than dress. And I'm a woman, it's a fact. And what's the difference? If I'm wearing black, it doesn't change my ideas or my values. So okay, I deal with that, I know. So when I entered politics, I think I had more problem with women at the beginning, and I didn't understand why. Okay, I know why, but I think how we can go out of this sterile talk about yes, to say okay, we have to go to the parity and equality, but in the same time nobody helps you. It's less. It's pushing under the water. Last year I was elected at the European Parliament to make like internship really, really interesting. And I met other inspiring women across Europe. We were 30 in this internship. And we weren't in competition because we were won by country. So not the same, targets and votes. And I realized that maybe the kind to fight with other women, it was totally old-fashioned and bitchy. And now, if you want to go out of this kind of frame, and if you want to go through equality and parity, forget about this kind of situation and create a new one. That's what I did in my party. Even I had also some problem with other women. I create like a new corps for women across my region. Why? Because after my internship at the European Parliament, I realized how it was really important to create link between women at each level of power. But it took me nearly 5 years to arrive there. Because when you say, okay, you are just a citizen and you want to say, I love politics and I have something to say and I want to be involved. And then, what are you going to do? Maybe you do not difference of the party, or maybe you have one party who's, in same than your ideas. And then what? It's a big building, you know nobody, you knock at the door, and often women who are in politics, they are from family involved in politics before, so it's more easy. But if you know nobody, family not in politics, and you say, okay, I want to do some politics, and nobody go to take you by the hand, good luck. So I realized that the most important thing is to give the hands from the low side, from the city side, because women, they don't trust them for high level, and especially for politics, because in Belgium it's really, really complicated, and it's so easy to say, you don't understand us, I'm going to teach you.
Just talking about that, I just wanted to ask you for to both of you, your 3 top practical advice on how to get more involved into politics, especially for non-Belgian citizens but Belgian residents, if there is a way of getting more involved.
I knew nobody in politics. I went directly to I asked an appointment with the mayor of my town. I was lucky, it was the president of my party, for the party I like at this period. And I explained him who I am, what is my idea, what is my value, and I said, okay, I want to be involved more than around me. And you ask to go on the list, or you ask to, okay, it's difficult because we just vote now, but to enter in an organization, to be well known or more known by the other person of your area, and to think about you have in your hand new election or maybe a post that you could be involved for, and ask and prove what you can do.
And if you want to become more active in politics, you have to be. I think it's the best moment. And if you want to be elected, you have to make to have good contacts with some people. So you meet a lot of people, and maybe with your local groups. So they will, after in 2024, they will put you on a good place. If they don't put you in a good place, you can be elected with your personal vote. It's why you need a network in your city.
The question was, do you think it would be easier for people from minority, not even like Muslim women, to have a place in the political sphere?
People of the minorities have actually their place in the politics. In Belgium, more than the other countries. As you can see, you have Zakia, he become and Mariam Almajin, the Flemish part. They become the co-president of the Greens. Others, person from different origin, received some responsibility in their. So we have some mayors from different routes in Brussels. So it's possible. It's easy to resign. I have a lot of opportunity to resign and to stay stopped. But I don't do this because I think people vote for me to change something. And so maybe it made me strong.
I will maybe answer to your first question about networking. Networking is really, really, really important in politics and in business. If you want to do some politics, it's also really important to have your network, because if you have nobody around you, no potential votes, and the party never push you up. But that's true. For women, it's more difficult to network. Why? If you are young, you have more time for you, and you can still collaborate again to be in all meetings, and politics take lots of times. The problem starts when you have family, because you are a mother, and we have to share the roles between father and mother, but it's a fact, kids love to be with their mom. And also it's a question of organization. Non-official links with the person, very important person, you will be the only woman in the place. So when it's a meeting, it's okay, but after when they say, let's go for a drink, you watch, it's 11 p.m., it's okay. I have to go, or I have to stay, I don't know, maybe I create more closer link in a business mentality with them, but maybe if you take one drink or second or third one, what about the ideas? Or maybe after when you leave the place, what is going to talk on your back? So it's every time like a dance, a balance, to like a sensitive, to test the further you can go, but to that if you cross your red line, it could be really big stuff against you. So networking is really important, but the really problem for women is non-informal link with person who decide at the top, and the person actually who decide at the top are more or less men. So you have to know till where you can go. And
so you mentioned the difficulties or the challenges you have met because working with other women is not hard, it's not that easy. But I'm wondering then, what is the solution that you need to implement in politics to work efficiently with a woman?
I shared lunch with a very famous journalist. She's a woman and she's really feminist. And I shared the lunch with her and I explained my project. And I told her that, okay, I would like to do that stuff because I saw how it works at the European Parliament and we don't have in our party. It was the case in the past at 1970, 1980, especially in the Flemish part. Women create like a corps inside the party to push more women on the list and in the chair of party. Now those women disappear step by step and there is nothing. And I told her we are just a few of women who succeed very well, and they don't give the hand, they push you underwater. And she told me it's totally normal because for women we just have peanuts, so we have to buy the other one to keep the peanuts. And I was so shocked. And I said, okay, maybe it's the old mentality and we have to change that. I create the Réformatrice. It was across my region. So my region is Brabant-Wallon. In 1 month, we became 260 women, elected women. So, because I realized that there is a small part of women who want to continue in a bitchy way, and a big part of women who say, it's not my mentality, and I realize if I have a place for me, I have also a place for her and for the other one. And we have to just, it's not push the men, it's just to say, okay, equality place. There is a place for them, there is a place for us. And we are waiting for that, and I think there is a big opportunity to do that today. So I'm sure, and I trust in the future.
The problem is once elected, you see that in the society we have 52% of women, but they continue to vote for men. Well, it was one of my problems when I asked 2 women to vote for me in my neighbors. They say, I will vote like my husband. But when you have problem, you have you want to share your problem with a woman, with me, for example. So this is a sensitive, when you try to impulse people to be more awareness, that they can be more conscious about the objective of the elections, or why they have to vote. They can take their own part of responsibility.
Why do you think it's very difficult for other women to vote for you, for example?
From Turkish roots or Moroccan roots, because I'm living in Scarbeck, so there are a lot of people of those parts of the world. So they prefer to vote for a man. At first, when I was candidating, I was 23. I made a speech in a cafe. You know, there was only men. I said, okay, so I'm minor. I'm living here. You know me. Yes. I studied this. They said, well, yeah, but you are not married. So, and so what? So, but you know, if you were married, maybe my wife will vote for you. But you are not married, so it's not a good example for it. Yeah, so there was a lot of stereotypes in the Turkish communities, and they prefer to vote for a man because he's a man.
Let's assume, let's imagine, let's have a thought experiment. What would women nowadays, let's assume that this happens, that men say, well, we give up, we failed our mission, now it is for the other half to prove that they are better. That's what, now what would you bring into domestic, regional, international politics as a woman?
For same skills is the best one who takes the seat. I just want that the rules are fair, not for unfair reasons. So if I have a colleague better than me, it's normal, it's for him. But if I'm better than him, it's normal, I have to take the seat. And I don't want to hear because of my dress is pink, or because I have my kids, or because, no, for me it's a blah blah blah. But that's true what Minor said. It's a fact that women, we have maybe more global vision of the problem, and we are more sensitive. It's a fact of studies that we bring some sensitive subject on the table that men never bring, because it's normal that they don't face to that kind of problems, education and you know, but it's also sustainable problems. To solve some problems important. And I think also then when women are engaged in a negotiation, it's not the same kind of fight of ego. It's not a woman against a woman and who is the higher one, you know, or louder. No, it's more like a negotiation, more soft, more
Soft way.
yes. So I think I don't want a world driven only by women. No, we are all humans on this planet. It just I want a fair world. That's why I'm involved in this. For me, it's not a fight for women. It's just a question of human rights. I'm a human person. I have also a brain and I have also some skills, and I think I can bring something interesting. I trust that, and maybe my voters trust in me. That's the only stuff I ask for me and for the other women here, but also for men and young people if I can help.
Actually, I started like 2 months ago to launch my initiative to support the women refugee in Belgium by UNHCR. And I received some offers to offer special vacancies for women refugees to integrate themselves better in Belgian society, especially in the labor market. I tried to contact many organizations and associations. We received some offers, but I started to face some problems about the feedback from women refugees who I trying to help them. First question they asked me, like, do you think you are as a woman, you can lead this initiative? They don't have that trust on me. Yes.
I don't trust you.
No. So I say yeah, because at the same time, like I'm a master student in Solvay, I'm doing my internship in a European association, I have good networking. They start to see the result, but they still like don't have enough trust. Not just because I'm Lam, no, just because I'm a woman. So who led this initiative? And I say we are trying to change that, because you mentioned for the mentality, the culture, and that's never happened before in our country, because I'm from Syria. So that's so new for us as like a concept. And I'm trying to just change that and just to motivate them. I have now a good team from women and immigrants, a refugee who working now with me as a volunteer team, European also, women who involved for this initiative, but I still feeling it's not enough. So please, if you can give me like advice from your experience about how I can build the trust with my audience to support me or to support the objective of program or initiative.
Very wonderful job what you do, and so it's a problem of mentality, and mentality don't change in one day. You have to continue to work with them, and because they are not self-confident, and when you will continue, those women, migrant women, will take confidence to themselves, and you will support them to be more confident and to be more self-sufficient. And so it's very important only to continue and to explain that you will reach, but together, not only with you. It's not your job. It's a job that you are making together, and they have to be motivated for this. And explain like this, and when you will realize when you will have some results, they will follow you as a mass, I think.
Thank you. Thank you to all of you.